Welcome everyone. This is Peer Education Session Season 5. As a part of AJC training program, we encourage our interns to research and present technical topics. This will improve their communication and presentation skill. This is also helpful for attendees like us to improve our knowledge. For today's topic, Lata has chosen COPADO. This is very relevant at this stage. So we are focusing more about deployment, and this COPADO has been increasingly essential and is one of the best deployment tools available in the market. So I would like to ask Lata Sharma to give us a walkthrough about COPADO. Over to you, Lata.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone. Before we dive into the details of COPADO and how it can enhance our Salesforce DevOps process, thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today. And now, I would like to start how COPADO can help us to achieve these goals more efficiently. So let's get started. So my topic, today's topic is COPADO. It's the automatic Salesforce DevOps with easy and efficiency. This is our agenda which we discuss today. All of these topics related with the COPADO. So before going to start COPADO in detail, we would learn once what is deployment, why we use it. So if we talk about the deployment in simple terms means moving somewhere, moving something whatever you have built or changed from one place to another, usually from one place where you are working on it, like a development area, to where people will use it like a live system or production. If we talk in the context of Salesforce, deployment is when we take changes to like new fields, objects, classes, configuration that you have created in a sandbox in our testing area and move them to another environment like a QA or production org. So in the deployment, there are various tools of deployment like our Visual Studio Code, Salesforce Insight, COPADO, and migration tool, and GearSet. So quickly, just once look at about all the tools in a short way. Firstly, we will talk about the Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code uses it's a integrated development environment for Salesforce. It's best for developers who want to use source control, manage their code in repositories, and automate deployment. The features of VS Code is allow you to deploy and retrieve metadata Salesforce CLI directly from the editor. It's a very useful for deploying the object, classes, trigger, and any metadata type. Like every tool, it's also having some limitations. Like it must set up the Salesforce CLI and require some knowledge of development tools. So it's a little bit deep about Visual Studio Code. Next, we will talk about Salesforce Insight. Salesforce Insight uses it's a native Salesforce deployment tool. It's a simple deployment between connected Salesforce or like Sandbox and our production org. Features of this, it's only support metadata that's supported by the change set, and it's a good for deploying field, object, and basic configuration. It's also having some limitations like it can't handle some custom metadata, and it's require manual intervention, and it's not very flexible for version control. And if we talk about today's topic, COPADO, it's a third-party tool. It's a third-party tool built specifically for Salesforce DevOps. It's a best for large-scale Salesforce implementations requiring advanced DevOps functionality. And the main feature of this is offer version control, continuous integration, automatic testing, and highly visual interface for managing releases and deployment. It has also some limitations like it's a commercial tool with the cost and costing some little bit high, and it's maybe overkill for small teams because it's really made for large teams. If we talk about last Ant migration tool, it's a Java Ant-based command line tool for deploying metadata to Salesforce, and it's based for automated and scripted deployment where you need a high level of control. And unmigration tools support metadata API for deployment, is scriptable, and can be a part of CI/CD pipelines. Limitation in this, it's a required Java and setup first, and then the XML configuration can be complex for us to manage. The last one, our deployment tool, which we are discussing today, is GearSet. GearSet also a third-party Salesforce deployment tool. It's a best for automating deployment and continuous integration pipelines. Features of this, it's a user-friendly interface with powerful comparison, deployment features. It also supports CI/CD version, control integration, and automated backups. But it's a paid tool and may be too robust for smaller scale operations. Now we will talk about our today's topic in brief, COPADO. So firstly, I would like to give a simple intro of COPADO. COPADO is a DevOps platform specifically designed for Salesforce. It helps team manage the entire development process from planning, building to testing, deploying changes. With the COPADO, we can automate repetitive tasks, collaborate uh, more easily, changes, and ensure smoother and faster release with fewer errors. By the using the COPADO, if we deploy or develop, we get some less errors. It's all about improving efficiency and helping us deliver high quality solutions to our users. Now we will discuss about the advantages of COPADO. What are the good features of COPADO and what are the advantages of? Firstly, is automatic deployment. Automated. COPADO enhance efficiency by providing continuous integration and continuously CI/CD capability and the version control, automated testing. It has team collaborate better, manage changes effectively, and ensure high quality error-free releases. End-to-end visibility, version control, enhanced collaboration, like user story and workflows. We talk about that. Copado structures tasks with the user story, making it easy for each team members to understand their responsibilities and scope of changes seamlessly with features like code review and task assignments also, compliance and security, analytic reporting, faster release cycle. So in the brief of talk about this automated deployment means Copilot automated the deployment process, reducing some manual tasks and also lowering the chances of human error, which we can do generally. And it's a faster recycle cycle. Like a team can deploy changes more frequently, fastly, and efficiently, keeping Salesforce up to date and responsive to business needs. Now we will talk about the COPADO editions which are available in our market and what are the limitations, what are the features in different editions. So there are four type of COPADO editions. First one is COPADO Essential, second is COPADO Professional, third one is COPADO Enterprises, and the last one is COPADO Unlimited. All of these four having separate features, separate some someone is free, someone is paid, and someone is for a small team, and someone for a large scale. So, in the brief and detail, we can discuss it right now. First, we talk about Copado Essential. Copado Essential it's a entry level version of Copado. often referred to as a free version, and it's a very ideal for small team or individual developer who need basic deployment or change management. The some special feature of COPADO Essentials is basic deployment feature, including user story management and simple metadata deployment. Limited user seats, often restricted for to a few licenses. Limited to simple deployment path and minimal configurations options. The limitation of COPADO Essentials are it does not include advanced automation, multi-environmental pipelines, CI/CD, or integrations with external version control system like Git. In our today demo, I will use also COPADO editions. Sorry, COPADO Essentials. And now we'll talk about COPADO Professional. So it's a paid version of COPADO with more robust features than Essential aimed at a mid-sized team. And it's ideal for medium-sized organizations looking to manage deployment across multiple Salesforce environments. Key features of this COPADO Professional are support for basic CI/CD pipeline and multi-environment deployment. It also allow integration with external version control system like Git or GitHub. Limitations of this lack advanced testing capabilities, detailed compliance features, or some automation tools found in enterprise and unlimited editions. Our third one edition is COPADO Enterprise. It's a comprehensive DevOps solution for larger teams and organizations with complex Salesforce DevOps needs. It's a very ideal for large teams with multiple developers, complex environments, and the need for advanced automation and compliance. Some features of this COPADO Enterprise are it's a full CI/CD automation, including pipelines that support advanced branching and deployment strategies. Our last one, COPADO edition is COPADO Unlimited. COPADO Unlimited, the most extensive and customizable version designed for large enterprise with a need for robust compliance, custom workflow, and the end-to-end DevOps automation. It's a very ideal for highly regulated industries like finance, healthcare that require rigorous compliance, auditability, and advanced customization. Feature of this unlimited version is its unlimited user seats and full support for large-scale deployment and complex environment architecture. Its enhanced compliance management with detailed audit logs, custom approval process, and extensive reporting tools. Extensive support for the custom workflow along for highly specific DevOps configuration, and it's a full-scale integration with the version control and our CI/CD testing and third-party apps. Limitation of this is only it's a high licensing cost. It's a very powerful feature may require a skilled team to manage. So our Copado flow, uh, here we are trying to understand how our Copado will work and how we deploy our all components. Like first we will discuss about the plan and test. So when we go for any deployment or development, first we plan and test. We will create a story in a Copado to capture the requirement for the deployment. Each user story acts as a container for the changes which you will be deploying, and then assign the user story to the team members responsible for making the changes. Next one, develop and commit. When we will assign it to our developers, they will develop and according to commitment and complete it. And using Copado Essential, they will open the story and specify the metadata, object, field, and other components, whatever you want to include in the deployment, and connect to our Salesforce development environment and make the necessary changes directly there if needed. And the commit is your changes in Copado that this save your updates from the Salesforce development or to the COPADO repository. When commitment COPADO essentials allow you to review and validate each changes before commitment, it is ensure that changes match the user's story requirement. Then, after the automated testing deployment to the sandbox environment, and then validate the commitment changes to check the issues such as dependency, missing reference, and error. You will find it out and merge the changes if validation process. COPADO Essential will handle integration into the main branch or other branches depending on your workflow. After then, use the deploy feature to move changes from development to a sandbox or QA environment for further testing. Then we will run the test within the sandbox environment to validate the changes, perform stability before moving to our production. Gather feedback, then we will gather feedback from the QA testing team or address any issues. Later on, prepare for production deployment. After then, prepare for production deployment. Once testing is complete, the changes are approved. Prepare the deployment by configuring the target environment, and schedule a release approval if you require any approval before deployment to production. Then deploy to production. After approval, click deploy to move the changes to the production environment. COPADO Sensor will handle the deployment and run the final test. And we will monitor the deployment process as COPADO will indicate each step's status, success, or any issue encountered. Whatever in last slide we discussed, just I'll show you by a quick demo by the starting. So when we will use our COPADO Essential, I'm showing you by the starting, we will use this link for COPADO Essential. First go to Google and use this link. Our COPADO Essential will start. It's a sign in. It will sign in with our current our developer or any Salesforce or the details we can give here. Like it's a my developer or I'm giving this credentials. This is the screen of our COPADO Essentials. So first, for the start of the deployment, we will connect with two orgs. First, our common org or some developer org or someone is our target org. So go to organization, look here, and here add organization. Then we will connect with our second one org because first one org default org already set it here, already added when we log in the COPADO, and second one I already done it, but I'm just showing you quickly. Add organization. Here we will type the name of our org, any org name we can give here. Type sorry, and here name, any random name, any alias we can give here, and here we will use production developer and authorized. So for because I already done this, that's why directly we will use these two and try to deploy here. For the deployment, go here deployment and create your first deployment. Any changes, any title we can give here. Like I'm giving my source of is where whatever we use our default OR, because we are retrieving data from this org only, and target OR where we want to deploy the data, deploy the component. So the next one is target. That's a save, so it's authorized and validated. It's ready for deploy. Now we will go to add component, and from here we can select our component. Yeah. Which type component we want to deploy, just select from here anything. But now I'll show you only this object inside component. So here we will filter it. We select only new, which we want to deploy. So it's a filter here only. Now these component I already created in my default org, like a small project. Only address these fields. Now these 4 to 5 fields I want to deploy 5 fields which I selected. And now deploy here, ready to deploy. It's a which I screen. Our deployment is successfully done. So here is this succeeded is coming. Now we are checking the details. All details. Here. No component error is coming here. No Apex steps because Apex class is being not deployed. But if we try any Apex class or any component and any error will come, it will show here only. And our all 5 fields deployed successfully. Now we will go up to account details. It's showing here. Uh, this already. This is done completely. Here, because it's a COPADO Essential, it's a free version. It's a valid only for 21 days, and it's also having some free limits for deployment. So already some I used some before I used this, so the free limit is 15. remaining is 12. So this is one limitation in COPADO essential. Now again we will go our now we will talk about the use cases. Some use cases. Salesforce updates. It's a regular update and a new feature releases in Salesforce. And the bug fixes rapidly, push and test fixes. It's a regulate industry audit and compliance requirement like healthcare and finance. And it's a made for large team coordination of multiple developers working on separate features. So already in the shorter, we discussed about the limitation of COPADO free version, but now we will talk a little bit brief. Limited user seats means the free version usually allow only a small number of user license, often restricted 1 to 3 users only. And the impact of this larger team cannot fully leverage to free version as only a limited number of team members can access COPADO and the basic functionality only it, allow us only basic functionality like the free version typically include only the most basic Copado features such as user story management and simple deployment. Advanced features like automated CI/CD pipeline, multi-org deployment management, and full test automation are often not available. If we talk about the third one, limited is deployment and pipeline management. So the free version that has a concentrated on the number of pipelines or deployment paths that can be created. For team managing complex deployment across multiple environments like a DevOps, UA, UAT, production or these limitations can hinder the deployment process and reduce more flexibility. No access to advanced automation features. Advanced automation features such as automated testing, integration, Selenium, Prover, and schedule deployment and bit-based workflow are usually restricted. The impact of this, that means users must rely more on manual deployment steps and cannot take advantages of automated testing to validate deployment. It's a limited support and training resources. Free tier users may not have access to full support of premium training resources. So reduces analytics and reporting capabilities. The free version often has limited analytics, dashboards, and reporting some features. No integration with external version control, like with some free version may lack integration with external repository like GitHub and Bitbucket. No advanced permission and role management. It's a limited. It have some limited permission and role-based access control in the free version. In the larger team, it's challenging to manage user access and assign a specific role, which can be important for security and some workflow management. So the summary of today's presentation or today's this COPADO. Just a quick recap. COPADO simplifies Salesforce DevOps by managing version control, automating deployment, and improving collaboration. By adopting COPADO, team can achieve faster, more reliable, and faster error-free releases. So now that's it. Thank you so much. If any query, then anyone can ask.
Thank you, Lata. Any questions? I think if no questions, we can end the session. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Lata. It was a wonderful
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you so much.
Vijit, where
Yes,
can we find these recordings?
I think it is available in our AJS, that all members group itself. I mean, we can just
Okay. It
after
is
some time
not inside Drive, huh?
it is in my in one of our drive, but we are processing it. Maybe later on we'll move it to YouTube also. But
Okay.
currently, it is available in one of the private location. Okay, we'll process that and then we'll move it to common.
Okay. Thank you.
If you are interested to learn Salesforce, visit AJ Skill Development website. There you can find our course curriculum and you can come to know about the list of courses we are offering. We are offering Salesforce Administrator and Salesforce Development courses. To know about us and the team, you can visit our About Us section. This is an organization we are doing Salesforce training from 2018, and we have trained and guided 2000 plus candidates so far. And if you also want to know about our placement assistance, visit our placement assistance section where you can find the list of people and the category. You can see the list of people who got trained and placed from our side. You can also visit their LinkedIn pages to get to know about our training and also the feedback from the relevant trainees. Okay. And also, if you want to do the course inquiry, click on contact us. You will see the form. You can fill the form and submit the inquiry. Our team will get back to us. Thank you.